Bea is genuinely super excited for our first guest, and I think Bea, you will do the best job of introducing the first guest for Titans of the Game. Bea, go ahead.
Actually, Tito Mico, she calls me her personal hype girl. Because I really think highly of her. And of course, I'm very excited to introduce to everyone one of the kindest, but at the same time, strongest persons I know. The most hardworking and humble teammate I've ever had. And she is, in my opinion, played a very huge role in every championship Ateneo has ever claimed. She's my great teammate and even greater friend, Miss Kim Gequillana. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. Hello. Thanks for having me again. Thank you.
Kim, do you feel strange that we are going to describe you in a show that's entitled Titans of the Game? That you're a Titan?
Medyo nga, because I never really expected people to really see how my job really is. But I think they're actually starting to notice the role that I really have.
What was your role for your team?
I think the thing that really pops into my head, yung alam mo yung parang yung sa friends na lagi yung sinasabi nila na I'll always be there for you. Being in Ateneo is already like an achievement for me. It's easy for me to accept whatever roles they give kasi being there for my teammates is already enough for me.
Pwede mo ba ikwento sa amin ngayon what your role was, how it evolved from your very first year down to the last?
Yung first 3 years ko, nandun pa yung mga superstars na mga ate ko. Like, I really looked up to them. Like, sila Ate Lai, sila Ate Dan. Yung third year ko, that's when sila Ate Lai graduated. I'm always like the first pick from the bench. And then, no first year naman, same role pa rin yung binigay sa akin, like, as a service specialist. But no fifth year ko, that was the time na I was ready to fill in that role, like, becoming a starter, like being one of the ates sana. But then, yun, I got injured. So basically, I had to start from scratch again.
Well, what was your mindset, after the injury in terms of how you attacked your rehab, but also how you could still help your team when you were healthy?
During rehab, I had this kind of a backset. I was thinking that I wouldn't be the same or I wouldn't be able to be my 100% when I come back. Like, obviously, it's going to take time and it's a process and it doesn't just happen overnight. So going back to the team, it was easy for me to accept like Coach O's request for me to be a libero kasi I really wanted to extend my help to my teammate. So whatever I can give, that's what I'll give. It's more of like an altruistic mindset that helps me through it.
I like good word choice.
Altruistic.
Altruistic.
Okay, since we're talking about Kim's injury and then going through rehab, we interviewed someone who was who has high knowledge of what you went through, Kim, the kinds of challenges that you had to face to overcome injuries. So I'm going to share a video and then let's see how you react.
Like what I always tell my patients, it's great to set a long-term goal, but don't forget to celebrate the small achievements or yung mga milestones na nagagawa mo towards your return to sport. Tuwing sinasabihan ko siya na, Kim, pwede ka nang tumalon bukas or pwede ka nang tumakbo, ganyan, should be really excited. And look forward talaga niya yung mga araw na yun. Diba, siya yung service specialist. Sobrang saya niya nung nakapag-serve, yung first niya na serve after mag-PT. Una niyang takbo, una niyang talon. She was very committed to the whole rehab program. Kahit may mga final exam siya, pupunta pa rin siya. She would sometimes bring her school stuff, tapos dun siya mag-aaral sa clinic. She wouldn't find an excuse to skip therapy. Wala akong naging problema kay Kim.
Brings back memories.
Man, that's just awesome to hear, as a fellow athlete. Just to know your personal journey and your personal approach and mindset, attacking your rehab and staying positive through the whole thing. Is that something that you feel like was maybe ingrained in you as a kid? Like, was that just how you were brought up and how you dealt with adversity? Is that kind of always been your approach?
Like, I really don't like to disappoint other people. And I always make sure na I approach things in a positive way. Like we all have challenges in life, and it's how you deal with it. Like we always have a choice, like to deal with it like in a positive way or in a negative way. And I always make sure na it affects positively in my future.
Kim's super hardworking. It was super funny because there's a story there. When she was going back na, ganito siya ka hindi nagko-complain. Imagine coming from an ACL. And it was siguro July, August, that around that time. And medyo nagmamadali na si Coach O nun. Kasi we had a game with Bangko Perlas and Bacolod, I think. Yeah. So medyo nagmamadali na siya to build the lineup. And Kim was just cleared. And what he said was, sige Kim, come na to practice. But don't worry, ano lang. Just light muna, we'll just make you defend. We won't make you spike yet. We'll gradually get there because I understand the trauma and whatever else. And funny thing, after how many days, Kim? 2 or 3, not even a week, Coach suddenly goes, spike ka na, kaya mo na yan. And
yeah.
He went in therapy going like, B, I thought I was just gonna do defense. Pero, well, nag-spike ako, kaya naman, I guess I'm fine.
I just do whatever coach tells me. But then, like, of course, alam ko na kaya ko naman. But there's a certain point na kailangan ko magsabi rin, like, if I feel hurt or something.
I have a similar story, not me personally, but just in terms of overcoming injury and overcoming, some obstacles in your path. My brother, I don't know if you guys know, but my brother plays professional football, or played professional football in the States in the NFL. And similar story, was having preseason workouts and ended up tearing his ACL. He was playing for the Denver Broncos at the time. And wildly, just hearing your story, Kim, is so similar to his approach to his rehab. He was super aggressive with it, but at the same time, very positive. Really just listened to all the bits of information that he could get to really get himself healthy. And, fast forward to the next season, and he ends up on a Super Bowl winning championship team, the Denver Broncos. And to this day, he still has the longest punt return in Super Bowl history. So it's just wild to hear, your story and being able to draw it into my personal family and really gain another respect for, the challenges of overcoming injuries. So kudos to you for your approach and coming out on top.
Yeah, it's really nice to know that I'm not alone, or like I'm not the only one who's experiencing this.
Right.
In the interviews about you, there's a term used to describe you, and that term is Kulamera. We have to translate that I don't know how do we translate that for Gabe? A Kulamera. Kulam, meaning
parang alam ko yung parang voodoo.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like that.
You control the environment in some magical way. Yeah, like Kim has an effect on things that are happening on the court, some mystical effect. And so how do you feel about that, Kim, that you have that sort of magical power that when you step on the court, positive things happen, magical things happen?
Like, it's not a coincidence naman kasi it happens consistently. So I think there's something to it. What I bring is like something that gives the momentum, like a boost to the team.
With that, does that come with added pressure at the same time? Just that expectation of living up to the and everything. Does that come with pressure?
Yeah, of course. Like, especially like with an ACL injury. It's hard for me because I ended season 79 with like a good title na parang they call me like the Magic Bunot and like the Kulamera. So like I had this expectation to fill in coming in season 81. So like it's a mixed emotion na parang I'm flattered na people see me that way, but at the same time I'm really pressured na there's so much weight on my shoulder.
As a Magic Bunot, your main role is coming off the bench a lot of the times, and then being expected to deliver. So, talk us through now your mindset of when that happens. Parang what do you tell yourself? Kasi like you said, diba, there's so much pressure.
Nakakatuwa kasi my coach trusts me with those crucial moments. But at the same time, I'm like nervous and pressured because of the weight on my shoulder. Coming in, like I always think na, hala, I have this disadvantage from the rest of my teammates because like I'm cold from the bench and then kayo like super warmed up na kayo. So I have to level with your momentum. But I always think na I only get one shot, so I really have to deliver. So it's like a make it or break it situation. Having this role like consistently, like I was able to learn to really compose myself. Like I just make sure to breathe so that like yung heart ko like mas slow down, and then yeah, just to refocus. And I really like to make you guys proud, and like I said na I really like helping the team, and yun, I really don't like disappointing people. So yeah.
It's nice to have a teammate like this, huh? Doesn't want to disappoint people who play so many minutes on the court.
I'm not gonna. Kim would have fit in perfect with Coach Yang's system. He's always prepared, and one of his biggest qualities that he said he looked for in a player, he would always reinforce with his team was mental toughness, and that's the kind of the underlying kind of theme of your whole approach and your whole game is your mental toughness, whether it's figuring out your role and embracing it, or overcoming injuries and things like that. Yeah, you definitely could have been a teammate of mine at Raiders.
Can I still try out?
We'll see. I'll see what I can do.